Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And quick announcement before this video starts. I am going to be doing what if Naruto was trained by Kaguya, and also what if Naruto got banished and created his own village on this channel. And over on my second channel, I want you guys to go ahead and switch over to the community tab. I will inform you when. I am going to be posting the three options and you can pick one of them. And the one that got the most vote, I will be doing it over my second channel. So yeah guys, I'll be sending you over to the community tab soon. But for now, I'm gonna be giving you part 36 of What If Naruto went missing for 4 years. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out Anime King 2. I posted a new episode of What If Naruto got a new bloodline, and I also posted a new episode of Uchiha Naruto the Sage, so go ahead and check that out and enjoy. And after this I'm going to be posting What If Naruto wasn't a Sasuke, so stay in tune for that. So yeah guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this. So the last time we left off, the five Kages were called to Konoha to discuss about the new demon war that is coming. As Oniki, he left as he said he want no part of this, as he still think that Konoha is trying to trick him and so they can destroy his village, as he was too arrogant to see what was going on. As the other Kages and Tsunade then came up with a plan. As they were talking, a man entered in the room behind Asuma. As the man introduced himself as the new god of the hidden rain, as he told them that he has an idea to seal away all of the demons. They just have to get them and bring them to his village, where he has a seal that can seal away all the demons, and this war, no casualty will be found. As Shikamaru saw this as their best opportunity, but Naruto was wary of the man, as he didn't fully trust this man for some reason. As Pain and Obito then rendezvous outside of the village, as Pain went to capture Utakata, the sixth tail, as this was all Obito's plan to seal away the rest of the demons, since he found out that there are other demons out there that made him happy. And also Hinata came back to the village, and she and Kiba are now mates, but she went back as it was time for her to continue her training. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off. You can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So, let's start this new episode. Currently, we found Naruto and Sasuke as the both of them were standing in a forest looking at each other. So Naruto, are you ready to die? Sasuke asks. Are you? Asks Naruto as he pulled out his sword. Well, today isn't the day I die, said Sasuke, as he pulled his sword and pointed at Naruto. With one move, the blade was struck by multiple thunderbolts as lightning danced around it. As out of nowhere, Sakura jumped in front of Sasuke. I won't allow you to hurt, as she couldn't get to finish that sentence, as Sasuke pierced her heart. As Naruto started to shake, as he screamed out Sakura's name, as Naruto jumped up. Oh, it's just a dream, said Naruto, as he was wiping away cold sweats. As he looked beside him to see Sakura sleeping peacefully. As it was just a dream, everything was fine. As Naruto was now 18, Sakura was now 19. As tomorrow was 10-10 and Neji's wedding. Naruto then got out of bed as he walked out of the room. As he walked around the house, as he went into a room, as he just sat there in a rocking chair, just to clear his mind. As Kushina was also there, because of her clan jutsu, but Naruto wasn't able to see her. Hello Naruto, said Kushina, as she smiled. Her son looked so much like Minato, it was scary. The same warm blue eyes, the same blonde hair. Naruto then pulled out a jar, as he took out a ring box. As he opened it, as there was a ring inside, with a large diamond inside of it, as it was a golden bang, as there was an inscription inside, as it said, love forever. It's finally time to ask the question, said Naruto to himself. As Kushina smiled, I hope Sakura will light the ring. He talked to himself just like I do, said Kushina to herself as she remembered all the time when Minato thought that she was insane talking to herself. Don't worry Naruto, she will say yes, said Kushina. Naruto then looked over to a photo of Kushina and Minato. Mom, Dad, I hope the both of you are here to meet Sakura. Naruto, of course we like Sakura, and we are proud of you, said Kushina, as she wrapped her arms around her son, hugging him for the first time. Naruto couldn't physically feel his mother's spirit around him, but he felt more relaxed. As he then felt another presence in the room, he knew that he wasn't alone, but he don't know why, because no one is in here that he could see. As he then slowly placed the ring away, as he searched the room with his eyes. Does he know that I'm here? Said Kushina to herself as she stand in front of him, as few men of the Uzumaki could talk to the dead of the rare bloodline. But Naruto was half Namikaze. Naruto, can you hear me? Said Kushina, as Naruto's eyes then flashed red, as they then turned silted, as his eyes locked on Kushina, as a surprised look was on his face. Naruto, can you see me? Asked Kushina, as Naruto slowly nodded his head. My god, he can see me, Kushina thought. Who are you? Naruto asked. You said you can see me, asked Kushina. I see your chakra, not your physical form, said Naruto as he looked at the outline of the strange blue chakra in front of him, as he could tell that it was a female from the outline. I thought that I could never talk to you, said Kushina, as she extended her hands. But Naruto backed away, as Kushina was a bit hurt, but then she realized that Naruto could only see a strange chakra talking to him that just appeared in his home. Naruto, maybe if you channel more chakra into your eyes, then you will see who I am, said Kushina, as Naruto did as he was instructed and channeled more chakra, as slowly the picture started to take form. As first her clothes appear, a red sleeveless top with black ninja pants, as her face then came to view and her long red hair with her ninja headband, as Naruto quickly recognized who it was. Mom? He asked. Yes, said Kushina with a smile. How is this possible? Asked Naruto. My clan has a bloodline limit that allows us to talk to and from the dead, said Kushina. Whenever it's near my birthday or my day of death, I can return for about an hour. I have been here for years. Why haven't I seen you until now? Naruto asked. Simply, the bloodline only works for females. That is why you couldn't see me. But it doesn't matter. I am just so happy I can talk to you. How are you doing, Naruto? She asked. I don't know where to begin. Well, I am seeing someone, said Naruto. Sakura Haruno, I know. I ran into her and we talked, said Kushina. Sakura knew that you were here? Asked Naruto. I asked her not to tell you. I didn't want you to think that she was going crazy. I wish she had told me, said Naruto. Don't worry about that, son, said Kushina, as Naruto looked up back at her. Because soon, she will be Sakura Namikaze, as Naruto smiled as he thought about Mrs. Sakura Namikaze in his head. As for your question, your father and I would love for Sakura to join the family, and we are always proud of you, said Kushina. Mom, I have to ask. I met Dad once, but it wasn't long. Half the time I have spent hating him. So what was he like? Asked Naruto, as Kushina sat down across from her son and smiled. Well, Naruto, your father was the most kind, heartfelt, caring man I ever known. He was the best of ninjas, but unlike most ninjas, he never lost that playful spirit. And if he has any faults, it would be he didn't know how to cook a decent meal to save his life. He almost burned the house down on 4 occasions. Sounds like a great man, said Naruto. He was, and so are you, said Kushina as she placed her hand on Naruto's cheek. As she did that, a few tears started to leak out of Naruto's eyes. But Kushina then felt her chakra getting weaker. I wish, from the bottom of my heart, that we were there to grow you, Naruto. To hold you all those time you thought you were alone. To be the parents that we should have been. Naruto didn't know what to say. Naruto, I don't have enough time. I will soon disappear, said Kushina. When will you be back? Asked Naruto. I don't really know. My chakra is giving out faster than normal, which means I have very little time. This isn't right. I finally get to talk to you, and there isn't time? This isn't fair. You know that life isn't fair, she said. As she slowly started to disappear, as she stood on her tippy toes and kissed Naruto on the forehead. I love you, Naruto. Now go and make Sakura the happiest woman in the world. I love you too, Mom, said Naruto, as Kushina completely faded away. Almost 16 hours later, both Tenten and Nechi were on the dance floor as they celebrate Tenten becoming Miss Hyuga. As Hayashi and people from the main house didn't bother to show, and it was a good thing. However, the lower house appeared, and along with Tenten's family, Sakura was also on the dance floor with Naruto as she was wearing a red dress. As the both of them were dancing, and she rested her head on his chest, as the both of them were dancing to a slow song. Naruto, what's wrong? She asked, as she felt his heart rate moving a bit too fast. Oh, nothing. I'm just nervous, said Naruto. Naruto, I thought I told you earlier. You're a great dancer. Nothing to be nervous about, said Sakura with a laugh. It isn't that, Sakura, said Naruto as one of his hands left her hip and went into his pocket. For a moment, Sakura was wondering what was happening as she was confused, as Naruto then got down on a single knee with a ring box in his hand. He then slowly opened as Sakura saw the beautiful ring. As her eyes started to fill up with tears, knowing the moment she dreamed about has finally come true. Sakura, will you marry? Yes, she said, cutting him off, as she just jumped and gave him a hug, as she hugged him and kissed him. This is yours now, Sakura. Instantly, Naruto placed a ring on her finger, as people started to clap around them. As Sakura didn't really care about that, as she was too busy hugging Naruto and crying tears of joy in his shoulders. I love you, Naruto, she said, as she squeezed him tightly. Congratulations to all three couples, said Jiraiya, as Sakura looked around, as she saw Tenten kissing Choji, and she had a ring on her finger. She then turned to see Shikamaru putting the ring on Temari's finger, as Temari was actually crying tears of joy. As she looked at Naruto, you all planned this, didn't you? Yeah, we did, said Naruto, as Sakura just smiled and gave Naruto another kiss. The next morning, Sakura couldn't help it but smile as she woke up, as she looked at her future husband, as she rubbed his cheek, as she then looked at her ring. Mrs. Sakura Namikaze. I will spend the rest of my life with Naruto, she thought, as she smiled, as she dreamed up a future in her mind, and that made her smile even wider. Across town, Temari was having an early morning cup of tea with her future mother-in-law. So, my son and his friends came up with a plan, so they asked all of you the same time. It would have been bad if one of you said no, said Yoshino with a laugh. Well, I highly doubt that, said Temari. Ino and Sakura do love Naruto and Choji, and I do love Shikamaru, she said. I know you do, said Yoshino. I will always remember this moment, said Temari. Yes, you will. I remember mine like it was just yesterday. So what happened? Asked Temari. Well, we were in between a training sparring session, and he asked me to marry him. He didn't even go on one knee. That's how lazy he is. But I still love him, she said. Speaking of Shikaku, elsewhere, Choji and Ino walked into the Akimichi main house, as Choji's mother ran up to him and gave him a hug. Choji, you look so skinny, she said. Mom, I weigh the same as I did last time. I am only taller, said Choji. It is true, he has grown taller, but the real change was that he was more muscle than fat now, since he was training with Jiraiya. We need to add some weight to your bones, his mother said. Mom, where's Dad? Choji asked. There is something I need to talk to him about. Right here, son, said Choza as he walked down the stairs. Now, what do you have to say? Choza asked. Well, said Choji, as he was finding it hard to find the words. Well, Choji asked me to marry him last night, said Ino as she showed him the ring, as instantly she was in a beer hug by Choji's mother. Congratulations, said Choza. Mrs. Akamichi, can you let me go? I can't breathe, said Ino. Sorry about that, dear, she said as she backed away from Ino a bit. So, have you guys thought about what you want for the wedding or anything? Mrs. Akamichi asked. Back with Naruto and Sakura. Sakura, I have something to tell you, said Naruto. What is it? Sakura asked. Well, your training has reached its limits here. What? I am nowhere near ready for this war. I still haven't yet mastered all of the water jutsus, or even can stay in sage mode as long as you. I know, I am not saying that your training is done. Just in order to go to the next step, we need more room. Just in case a jutsu lose control. We don't want to destroy the village while we're training. So, where do we go? Sakura asked. Well, I did some looking up in the records and it seems that the Namikaze have a summer home in the private lands off course of the Fire Country, said Naruto. So, you want to go on a training vacation? How long? Because I have a feeling that Ino will want to shop for wedding stuff pretty soon. A week or two, said Naruto. When do we leave? Sakura asked, as she was now getting excited about the idea to be alone with Naruto on a tropical island. Whenever you want to, it will only take a few hours for us to reach there, said Naruto. Later that night in the hidden rain, with the Akatsuki members. Our numbers are too low, the masked man said, as he looked at Pain, Konan, and Zetsu. Zetsu, have you found any new members? I have found two, a female and a male. Only two? Asked Konan. Add that to our newest member, it makes 7, said the masked man. What new member? Asked Konan as she noticed Pain was looking towards the dark room. Slowly, a figure appeared at the corner as he pushed up his glasses. Kabuto. As, with Naruto and Sakura, after informing their Hokage and their friends, they were currently on the island. Sakura, I wish we could take all day and just enjoy ourselves, but we have work we need to do, said Naruto. I know, said Sakura, as she left the balcony and walked back into the bedroom. Where do we begin? Simple Sage Mode, said Naruto. We need to stay in it longer. To make that form become second nature. I see. Also, it takes a lot of mental control and chakra to stay in Sage Mode, said Sakura. I don't know about you, but when I exit Sage Mode, I get extremely weak and can barely walk. Also, it feels weird being a human fox. Yeah, it does feel like you're in someone else's body. But if either of us lose Sage Mode on the battlefield, that would cost us our life, said Naruto. Sage Mode needs to become so natural to us that we don't even know we're in Sage Mode. So, how are we going to do that, said Sakura. Sage Mode takes a lot of chakra and we can't go into it over and over in training sessions. The simple way I know is to go into Sage Mode and just stay in it, said Naruto. Basically, we spend the entire day relaxing and doing what we normally do, but in Sage form. So we relax all day in Sage form? Asked Sakura as she raised her eyebrow. It will let us get used to Sage Mode, said Naruto. Sure, why not, said Sakura, as they headed downstairs and to a large garden. Alright, it is just after 10, so let's transform and try to stay into the form until sunset, said Naruto. Works for me, said Sakura, as Naruto started to take off his clothes, as he didn't want his clothes to be destroyed. Alright, here we go, said Naruto, as Naruto fully transformed into the fox. It still feel kind of weird, said Naruto in a deep voice. I guess it's my turn, said Sakura, as she started to take off her clothes as well, as Naruto couldn't help but stood there and watch, as he had seen her naked hundreds of times, but it's just always awesome to watch, as Sakura started to transform, as it took her a while, but she entered fully Sage mode. Alright, there we go. How are you feeling, Naruto asked her. It still feel kind of weird, said Sakura, as she looked at herself. I feel like a monster. You're not a monster, Naruto said, as he then gave her a kiss, as it felt weird to her. But she felt that spark, knowing that it's Naruto. You know, Naruto, we have spent most of our time making love, but we never did it in this form. I don't really want Fox baby, said Naruto, as he looked at Sakura, as he was worrying if they did it in this form, and she managed to get pregnant, and their kids mixed with the Sage Mode DNA. Naruto, I did some tests. We are both still human, and also birth control, said Sakura. When did you do tests? Naruto asked her. When I first learned to go into Sage Mode, I was wondering if I was a fox or a human, and DNA wise, we are still human, said Sakura. Still, maybe a little later. Let us get to feel what it is like to stay in this form for long, as Sakura pouted a bit. Meanwhile, Kiba was at the demon world of the lions, as he was thrown into a stone wall. Stand up, dog boy, said Lavi, as Kiba came to visit Hinata, and he told her that he would also like to get some training. So Hinata called one of the demon lions, and he agreed to train Kiba. I am not a boy, said Kiba, as he wiped some blood from his mouth. So far, you're fighting like a boy and not a man, said Lavi, as Kiba then disappeared in a puff of smoke. As Lavi didn't look around, he just closed his eyes, as Kiba then appeared from below him, trying to punch him with an uppercut, but Lavi simply sidestepped him. Crap, thought Kiba, as he tried to jump back, but Lavi grabbed his leg and threw him towards another wall. As Lavi then changed from his lion form and went into a form like Sage Mode, like Naruto and Sakura, as he stood tall, about 300 pounds, and a lot of muscle with his lion face, making him look very scary. You can do Sage Mode as well? Asked Kiba. Yes, all demons can take 3 different forms. The one that we normally do is our animal form, and that is the one I was in earlier. But we can't use some weapons in that form, like swords and handheld weapons, asked Kiba, as Lavi then walked over to the weapon rack and pulled out a huge sword. Correct, said Lavi. You can't hold the sword without any hands. So, what's the third form? Asked Kiba. Simple, said Lavi, as he then shrank down, as all of his fur vanished, and his tail also vanished, as he got black hair on his head. As Kiba looked at him in front of him, he was like a man. You can turn into a human? Kiba asked. Yeah, but it's a waste of my time, said Lavi as he turned back into Sage Mode. Humans are weak. The only benefit is that we can blend in the human population. So, all demons can do this, even our enemies? Asked Kiba. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if there are demon spies inside your villages. Now, pick a weapon, said Lavi, as Kiba walked over and picked up a weapon. A few hours later, Naruto and Sakura lie under a large tree in their Sage Mode. Well, Naruto, we made it through hours. As we relax, as I now feel different in Sage Mode, it don't feel strange anymore, said Sakura. Now, she said as she got on top of Naruto, as before he could say anything, she started kissing him. It's time to try this out. Back at the Leaf Village, Hayashi was currently at the Hyuga compound, as he was going through some paperwork, as he heard a knock. Enter, he said. Sir, I have a message for you, a random Hyuga said, as the Hyuga handed over the message. As Hayashi took the letter, you can go now, said Hayashi, as he opened it and smiled. Yes, only he has approved for us to go to his village, I can't let anyone but the highest members know. As Hayashi smiled, time to get out of this pathetic village, he thought. But guys, gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification so you posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune for What If Naruto Was Not Sasuke. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.